Let's be honest. Decreased bone density doesn't actually scream sexy wellness topic. There's no cute Instagram quote for osteoporosis, and you sure don't need to see people putting DXA scans on vision boards. But here's the truth your bones are holding you up, quite literally. And in midlife, they're under a quiet attack. Most women lose up to 20% of their bone mass in the first 5 to 7 years after menopause without even knowing it. No pain, no signals, just silence until something breaks. A wrist from catching yourself wrong, a rib from a sneeze, a spine compression from nothing at all. And I don't know about you, but I'm not here for that. So today we're talking bones, why they matter, how they change during menopause, and most importantly, what you can do to protect them without turning into a protein powder chugging gym rat. So let's start rebuilding. Welcome to MenoSpark, the podcast that helps Gen X women reignite their spark through perimenopause and beyond with holistic health. I'm your host, Allie. I'm a board certified sexologist, menopause care provider, integrative wellness coach, and your go to guide for navigating the wild, weird, and wonderful ride that is midlife. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that follow button so that you never miss an episode. And if you're returning, thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Also, if you're feeling stuck and want some personalized support to get your energy, libido, and overall wellness back on track, head over to Menopause Wellness and check out my 20-minute integrative wellness consult. It's like Menopause reset button, and who doesn't need one of those? So I do have an announcement. Um, where is it at? I have an announcement, but where is it? Um, the AUA, the American Urological Association, they've updated the guidelines for please say this right, genitoria genitoria syndrome of menopause. Okay, and you're like, well, besides mispronouncing it, what are you talking about? So this syndrome of menopause, it's also called GSM. It describes the spectrum of symptoms and the physical changes resulting from the declining estrogen and androgen concentrations in the genitourinary tract during the menopause transition. We're talking about vulva, vagina, urinary, or sexual. That's what this is about. And below in the show's notes, I have provided a link to the unbridged version of these changes that they have made. I suggest you download it to your computer, your phone, give it a read, and have these discussions with your primary care physician or OBGYN. All right, let's keep going forward. We're talking about decreased bone density today. I know, not sexy, but we still need to talk about it. Let's talk about building stronger bones. You know, what I mentioned earlier about people shrinking, my mom has been, was 5 foot my entire life. That's how tall she was, 5 foot. She is now down to 4 foot 10 and a half. She has lost that height because of menopause. Um, Osteoporosis, I do not believe it runs in my family. My mom has not mentioned it that it does. But seeing her shrink like that, I keep taking my height. I have been 5'4.5", and I'm getting close to 5'4" now. So I'm doing some shrinking. I wish I'd shrink around the midsection instead of my height. I need all the height I can get. But these bones, they're in all of us. We can't get away with bones because they are literally keeping us propped up. This is a good topic to be discussing today because of how bones are important to our well-being. So what's happening to these bones, right? Estrogen is more than a reproductive hormone. It's your bones' BFF. It's also your vagina's BFF. It helps regulate the breakdown and rebuilding of bone tissue. When estrogen drops during perimenopause and menopause, it tips the scale. Suddenly, your body is breaking down bone faster than it's building it. And that's how bone density drops. Density, not destiny. Density drops. So, os- osteopenia is lower than normal bone density. It's the yellow light, that caution light, the warning sign. Then we have osteoporosis. This is more severe bone loss, high fracture risk, often diagnosed after you break a bone. And here's the kicker. You can't feel any of this. I mean, we have 50 other symptoms that we can feel, but this, we can't. You might look and feel strong on the outside while your inner scaffolding quietly thins. So, who's most at risk? People assigned female at birth, those who go into early menopause before the age of 45, thin or petite body types, those who live a couch potato lifestyle, smoking or excessive alcohol. And excessive alcohol for women is more than a drink a day. All right. Long term steroid use, and of course, family history. So, if you haven't had a DEXA scan, which measures your bone mineral density and assesses bone health, and you're over 50, please add it to your Ask My Doctor list this week. So, food. Food is medicine, feeding your frame. Let's talk nutrition without shaming, restricting, or demoralizing food groups. We grew up hearing drink milk for strong bones, but bone health is not about calcium alone. Bones are complex living tissue and need a nutrient dream team. So some bone building nutrients, calcium. It's not just from dairy. They're also from collard greens, bok choy, almonds, sesame seeds, sardines, fortified plant milks. We need our D3, supports calcium absorption. We need D3 and calcium preferably at the same time. You need both. So sunlight. If you're eating your collard greens out in the sunlight with some bok choy and almonds, that should be both. Mushrooms, eggs, and supplements if your D3 levels are low. And if you don't know if your D3 levels are low, please have your doctor run the test. Then we have vitamin K2, moves calcium out of the arteries and into the bones. We have a type of fermented soy natto, Natto, grass fed butter, and full fat cheeses. Again, this is vitamin K as in kid 2. Magnesium, which is critical for bone structure. You can get those from pumpkin seeds, black beans, spinach, dark chocolate, and of course, there are supplements as well. Protein. Your bones are 50% protein by volume. So, eggs, beans, fish, Greek yogurt, tofu, tempeh, protein powders if needed. And of course, our collagen and our vitamin C. Collagen gives your bones flexibility. Bone broth, citrus, berries, and leafy greens. Um, Bone broth seems to be all the rage now. Everyone's drinking the bone broth, but you can again get it from citrus, berries, and leafy greens. Don't forget. So your new midlife plate should look something like half vegetables plus some leafy greens. So have some vegetables plus maybe a small salad. Fourth, quality protein. Remember, eggs, beans, fish, etc. Fourth, whole grains or root vegetables. And healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Okay. And just to let you know, peanuts. Oh crap! Now I forgot which one they go into. Never mind. I mentioned nothing about peanuts. I don't think they're a nut. So they are, yeah, I think they're in the bean category, which seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? I just know that peanuts are not a nut. So peanuts do not count for this. Um, so move it or lose it. Your bones crave resistance, believe it or not. Cardio is fantastic for your heart, but your bones want resistance. So resistance training, resistance lifting is a good thing. Your bones are smart. They respond to stress in the best way. When you put weight or resistance on them, they get the message time to get stronger. Some bone friendly exercises weight bearing, so walking, hiking, dancing, jumping rope, strength training, resistance bands, dumbbells, body weight exercises. High impact, of course, this is safe for your health. Jogging, jumping, or skipping. And a balance work, yoga, tai chi, maybe standing on one foot. Okay, maybe try standing on one foot while you're brushing your teeth. You know, brush one area for 30 seconds, switch feet, brush another area for 30 seconds. We need our balance. Balance is important because we don't want to fall. You can always start where you are. Where you are, do chair squats, step ups, wall push ups, resistant bands while watching something on Netflix. Okay, movement is not punishment; it's bone medicine. So here's the less talked about part of bone health equation. Chronic stress eats away at your skeleton. Yes, chronic stress, that cortisol eats away at our bones. So high cortisol, which is high. What is outside my house? Okay. Time out, people. And again, I never um stop my recording of my video, my podcast, nor do I edit. So what in God's name is going on in front of my house? They're putting in my tree. That's what they're doing. It's tree time. City of Akron offered to put in trees in places that don't have them. And at some point in time, whomever in front of my house um, tore out the tree. Oh, they're putting it in. Oh, this is so exciting. Sorry. I love trees. Where were we? So high cortisol, perimenopause, mood swings, and anxiety. It increases calcium loss from bones and slows the rebuilding process. Sleep also matters. Remember this. During deep sleep, your body produces the growth hormone, which is bone repair, regulates melatonin, which supports, bone density. Oh my God, Allison. Bone density. It's not density, it's density. Lowers inflammation and resets cortisol. So, some simple practices to support both: an evening magnesium mocktail, maybe some calm magnesium with some tart cherry juice, a 5-minute breath work, inhale 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6, wind down yoga or stretching, say no more often and mean it. And I apologize for the noise in the background because of my tree. Testing and supplements, building a support plan. Tests to consider: a DEXA scan, ask for a baseline after 50, vitamin D blood levels, calcium and parathyroid hormone if there are concerns, hormone levels if you're still early in your transition. And some supplements worth exploring, of course, talk to your provider about these. Calcium citrate. If you don't get 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams a day from food, vitamin D3 and K2 combo, take it with meals that have fat. Magnesium glycinate or citrate supports sleep, muscles, or bones. That's magnesium G, as I say, or magnesium C. Okay. Collagen peptides supports bones and joints, and boron, emerging resource for midlife bone health. Skip the mega doses, okay? More isn't better, more is just more. Bone support is all about synergy. And I want to say something very clearly to you. You're not fragile, you're not broken, you're not shrinking into irrelevance. You are rebuilding. Bone loss doesn't mean you failed, it means your body is asking for support during a new phase of your life. Every nutrient you choose, every stretch you make, every weight you lift, it's not just about prevention, it's about reclamation. This isn't about just bones, it's about the structure of your body, your foundation, self worth, and being held. So, a gentle reminder for the week: lift something heavy, eat something that fuels your bones, say no to something that drains you, sleep like your skeleton depends on it, because it does. And if you've been ignoring your bones, it's okay. Now you know better, so you can do better. Today, we lit a spark around, you know, You're not imagining your symptoms when it comes to bones. You deserve support, not skepticism. It's okay to ask for what you need and let go of needing permission to validate your experience. If today's episode hit home, I see you, I've been there, and I promise there is a way forward. Don't walk this road alone. You are worthy of healing, connection, and joy. Thank you for hanging out with me here at MenoSpark today. Sorry about the background noise and my excitement of my new tree. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you found it helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. That's the Menopausal Minute for even more tips, tricks, and inspiration. If no one's told you this today, let me be the first to say it. You are fabulous. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Until next time, keep that spark alive. You deserve it.